Good evening. All right, good evening, everybody. It is great to see everybody. If we can grab a seat, we're going to get started. Wow, you guys listened so good. That was awesome. Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Peachtree Ridge High School. My name's Jad Jarsinski, and I'm super proud to serve as principal at Peachtree Ridge High School. On behalf of our students, staff, families, and the Gwinnett County Board of Education, we are so glad you are here tonight. Please join me in welcoming the Peachtree Ridge Navy JROTC. Presenting the colors are team members, Cadet Lieutenant Commander David Tate, Cadet Master Chief Nathan Wimberly, Cadet Commander Sophia Kim, Cadet Lieutenant Claire Kang. They are led by Commander Jimmy Melton, U.S. Navy retired, and Senior Chief Petty Officer Mark Vincent, U.S. Navy retired. Please stand for the pledge.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your right hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. Thank you for being here tonight and taking time to connect with our Board of Education. As a reminder, tonight's meeting is being streamed and recorded. There are two options for watching the stream, and that information is on the screen now. The recording will be available tomorrow on the GCPS TV site and app as well. Tonight is an exciting and important opportunity for our community as we begin getting to know our new superintendent, Dr. Alexandra Estrella. Dr. Estrella brings to GCPS more than 30 years of experience in public education and has led a district recognized for strong academic growth, improved graduation rates, and expanded support for students. She is known for her focus on high-quality teaching and learning and her commitment to ensuring every student has the opportunity to succeed. We're proud to welcome Dr. Estrella to Gwinnett County Public Schools and look forward to the leadership she brings as we continue moving forward together. To welcome Dr. Estrella to our school, I'd like to take a moment to share a few things that make Peachtree Ridge High School and our Peachtree Ridge community so special. Each day, our 4 elementary, 2 middle, and Peachtree Ridge High School serves over 9,000 students. These students and their families support a community that pulls together and contributes to a very special environment for people to live, work, play, and learn. We are known for our diversity, strength in relationships, collaboration, innovation, and leadership. We refer to ourselves as One Ridge, and our motto, the standard of excellence, challenges us all to be committed, dedicated, and continue to push to always improve. Our staff prioritizes collaboration throughout the cluster, utilizing vertical teams that focus on literacy, math, multi-tiered system of supports, and STEM. These K-12 vertical teams strive to reduce the variability and individualize the learning experience that meets the needs of all of our students. Some highlights from our schools in the Peachtree Ridge cluster. Parsons Elementary being in their 7th year implementing the Korean dual language immersions program. This bilingual education model allows students to spend half of their instructional day learning in Korean and the other half in English. Mason Elementary is a 2-time STEM certified school looking to get STEAM certified during the 27-28 school year. Jackson Elementary continually partners with the community to provide memorable and academically enriching experiences for students, including the famous Jackson Jam. Now raise your hand if you've been stuck in traffic thanks to Jackson Jam. Yes, me too. I used to live off Seaver Road. It's an awesome event when you're not stuck in traffic. Burnett Elementary continues to prioritize the whole learner with an amazing mentor program called Half Hour Heroes, where staff members volunteer to spend one-on-one time with a student for at least 30 minutes a week. We have 2 middle schools, Hall and Northbrook, in the Peachtree Ridge cluster. Hall has been recognized as a National Blue Ribbon School in 2024, and both schools continue to excel in mathematics and science with many awards at the state and national level. And I'll close with Peachtree Ridge High School, where our students shine inside and outside of the classroom. With multiple state championships in athletics and nationwide recognition in our fine arts programs while maintaining a 95% four-year graduation rate 2 years in a row. We are proud of our students, our staff, and the strong partnerships we have with our families and community. We look forward to the leadership of Dr. Estrella to continue leading our district forward, improving student achievement, and strengthening our community. It is my honor at this time to introduce our Board of Education representative for District 3, Mr. Steve Gasper.
Good evening, and thank you again for being here tonight. The Gwinnett County Board of Education truly values these opportunities to connect with our students, families, staff, and community in each of our districts. And I think if you look closely, we might even have a couple elected officials and maybe one or two mayors in the audience tonight, so thank you for being here. This year, our area board and town hall meetings might look a little different. As you know, our district is in an important time of transition, and we are excited to spend the majority of our time together focused on helping you get to know our new superintendent, Dr. Alexandria Estrella. We will begin with a brief introduction from Dr. Estrella, followed by a moderated conversation, and then we will open it up to questions from you. Over the past year, our board engaged in a thoughtful and comprehensive search process to identify the next leader for Gwinnett County Public Schools. Throughout the process, we prioritized listening, gathering input from the community, our staff, and our families. Last month, we unanimously approved Dr. Estrella's appointment because we are confident in her ability to lead this district forward. GCPS has a long-standing tradition of excellence in academics, athletics, fine arts, and operations. As a board, we are united in our belief that Dr. Estrella will build on this strong foundation while continuing to move us forward, ensuring every student has the opportunity to learn, grow, and thrive. And that commitment to keeping students at the center of every decision that we make is what guides our work each and every day. So it is only fitting that we hear from one of our students next. At this time, I am pleased to invite Peachtree Ridge High School student Daniel Lee to welcome you and Dr. Estrella to District 3. Daniel.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Daniel Lee. I'm a 10th grade student here at Peachtree Ridge High School. I'm involved in founding and leading the ESOL Scholar Society, where I support multilingual students with academic help and English development. I also volunteer in language programs and enjoy working with students from different backgrounds. One thing I really enjoy by my school is the diversity and the opportunities to connect with people from different cultures and experiences. In the future, I hope to study in political science and work in public service, focusing on education and policy that supports students from all backgrounds. It is truly an honor to be here tonight and to help welcome someone who will play an important role in the future of our schools, ensuring students like me have opportunities and access to a successful future. Dr. Alexandria Estrella brings more than 30 years of experience in public education, including leadership in large, diverse school systems. Before serving as a superintendent in Norwalk, Connecticut, she led a community school District 4 in East Harlem, New York. Part of the New York City public school system, the largest school district in the country. In that role, she supported thousands of students, families, and staff across multiple schools, focusing on improving student achievement strengthening instruction, and expanding opportunities for all students. As a superintendent, she continued that work by leading a district through the challenges of the pandemic while achieving strong academic growth, increasing graduation rates, and improving student attendance, especially for students who needed the most support. She is known as an educational leader who believes in students, supports teachers, and works to ensure every student has access to a high-quality education. As students, we know how important strong leadership is in shaping our schools and our future. It is reassuring to know that Dr. Estrella brings experience leading in large, complex school systems and has a proven track record of helping students succeed. We are excited to welcome her to Gwinnett County Public Schools and look forward to what we can accomplish together. Please join me in giving a warm Gwinnett County Public Schools welcome to our next superintendent, Dr. Alexandra Estrella.
Good evening, everyone. It is such an honor to be here with you today as I continue my journey in coming forward and entering this amazing community as your new superintendent. I want to start off this evening by telling you a little bit about me and what brings joy to me. Because not only am I an educator, a leader, a mother, I'm also a grandma, and I'm very proud about that. And those who know me well know that I'm a big organizer, and I love creating events and activities for my family. And one of my proudest activities is bringing the entire family together to take our holiday picture every year. And it's quite a fiasco to get my siblings involved in all of this to make it happen. So I wanted to share with you one of my accomplishments as a mom and daughter, wife, that picture of my beautiful family. I have 2 twin boys that are in college. I have a daughter who has made me quite proud. She is a bilingual special education teacher. And I'm really proud of her following my footsteps in serving scholars, and particularly those that need the most specialized support. I have an amazing, supportive husband, and most importantly, besides the support that he provides me, I have an incredible family that has always been with me every step of the way. I've also have incredible parents that immigrated to this country with a dream to ensure that what they were not able to obtain, that their children could. And that was to have their 3 children acquire an education that they didn't have the opportunity to do so. And I can proudly say that not only did I fulfill their dreams, but my brother and sister did as well. My sister is an executive at Ernst & Young, my brother's an executive at Target. My sister just made partner, actually, at Ernst & Young 2 years ago, one of the youngest partners in the firm. So I say this to say, because I think it's really important not only to allow you to know me as a human being, but also the importance and value of education and how education can transform the lives of so many. I know everyone sitting in this room here today is here because we all care about scholars. We all care about children. And we're all committed, whether we are parents, community members, or educators, leaders within education, we all want what is best for our scholars because we know that the success of Gwinnett is dependent on the success of our children. So as I enter this work, I'm looking forward to listening and learning from you, the great things that make Gwinnett tick. I want to learn from you what are the things that you want to continue to see us do because we do it well. I want to learn from you what are those things that we could potentially enhance and improve to continue to make Gwinnett Public Schools stronger, as well as have the opportunity to engage with the community, speak to the community, understand the values of the community so that we can collectively together develop the vision forward for Gwinnett Public Schools. So as I immerse in this work, there are several things that have already resonated as values that are important to the community. I've heard a lot about literacy and mathematic proficiency and making sure that we elevate that. So as I immerse in my journey of developing the next strategic plan, I'm looking forward to the work we're going to do collectively to enhance literacy and mathematic proficiency across the organization, as well as continue to improve graduation rates so that every single high school in Gwinnett can be like Peachtree Ridge High School with graduation rates of about 95%. And as I engage in this work with you, I'm hoping that as we look at the work, we focus on every child, every school, every family, every educator. And when we do the work, that we also keep top of mind the different clusters and how every cluster and community within Gwinnett has different needs and priorities, and making sure that we can elevate those so that collectively Gwinnett County Public Schools can be and continue to be one of the best educational organizations in this nation. So as I think about this work, I also want to make sure that when we're designing the new strategic plan that will inform our work for the next 5 years, we're looking at academic acceleration. We're looking at belonging and culture, particularly because academics cannot be elevated if we don't make sure that students feel welcomed and part of the experience, that they can see themselves in the curricula that we are teaching, and also that we have a future-ready mindset as we are enhancing the work that we do. We know that artificial intelligence has thrown a wrench in public school education. In some ways, it has elevated some challenges and things that we have to think about differently. And in other ways, it's brought up many opportunities that will allow us to enhance how we do the work. But most importantly, how do we develop curricula that will prepare students for a future that's yet to be determined? Because we've seen already that every second there's some new innovation and progress that is being made around technology and artificial intelligence that our students will need to be equipped with as they enter the workforce. So what are those critical skills that our scholars need to know and be able to do that will surpass the advancements that are happening so that they are future ready and prepared to tackle any challenge that comes before them, particularly in a future that is yet to be determined? Also, how are we making sure that family and community is part of this process, that we're listening and tuning in to what's important on the ground so that we collectively can build what the community wants to see, and most importantly, who do we want to see as graduates within our public school system? And I know this work can be done. I've done the work in a number of different organizations and experiences. I've taken districts that have had declining graduation rate in the 80s and elevated it to close to 93%. I've been able to, through strong systems and structures, decrease chronic absenteeism, also developing a deep sense of belonging for students, which is critical to address chronic absenteeism. I've also shown through the work that I've done that it is possible to increase mathematics and literacy scores across an organization for all students. And I know that we can do that together collectively because there's so many places that are already exhibiting success. So it's looking at those areas of promise so that we can address those areas of development as a unified team. And as I immerse in the work, my goal is starting July 1st to launch my first 100-day plan. Like I articulated earlier, it's going to encompass listening and learning. It's going to allow me to engage in data collection and analytics, to understand where we are, what has been done, how are these strategies impacting student outcomes or not. What are the things that we need to elevate because the data is showing that we're not making progress? What are the things that we need to elevate because they're showing we're doing well and we need to do more of that? As well as have the opportunity to engage and co-create with the community a new strategic plan that will inform our work for the next 5 years. And with that work, it's going to require many opportunities of community engagement and collaboration in order for us to create a plan of action that really represents the needs and wants of the community, but most importantly, that it elevates what is needed in the organization to move all scholars forward. And thinking about District 3 in particular, I already had a number of conversations with Mr. Gasper and other members of the community. And there's so much greatness already in this district around advanced placement courses, AP, accelerated experiences, the diversity and richness of that diversity within the community. The reading proficiency rates within District 3 are impressive, and we want to look at what is happening in District 3 that can be replicated in other places that proficiency rates might not be showing the same patterns and trends. The literacy achievement within many of the schools within District 3 are very impressive, as well as mathematics. Having dual immersion programs in Spanish and Korean, and obviously having AP schools of distinction is something that is really important to highlight. At the same time, I've also learned that there's opportunities to enhance supports for multilingual learners, also uplifting pathways that are in place or have the possibility of being further developed. Looking at gifted and talented, and how do we continue to enhance and elevate these programs so that students that are in these programs can continue to accelerate their learning at a rate aligned to their individual capacity and desires. And also addressing overcrowding. This is something not unique to District 3. I've heard in other districts that they're having similar challenges, right? When you create great things, many people want to come. At the same time, it creates the challenge that we have to problem solve and how to most effectively address challenges like overcrowding. So, knowing a little bit now about you, I'm hoping to continue to learn from you and use the information that we collectively gather together to, like I articulated before, develop a plan that will set us on the right trajectory forward to continue to enhance practices within our district that will ensure success for all students. Thank you for being here this evening with me, and I'm looking forward to answering some of your questions.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Estrella, and I really do appreciate everything you shared with us tonight, and I truly am excited to get to work. I mean, we do have a lot of work to do, and I'm really grateful for everything you shared, so I'm excited. Thank you. All right, everyone, so we'll begin tonight with a few frequently asked questions from District 3, and then move into questions submitted through Slido. So you'll see a QR code up on the screen, so kind of a little housekeeping items here. Just go ahead and use that QR code to submit questions you'd like us to address. And if you see any questions up there, use the QR code on the screen to join the conversation. But if you see a question that you'd like us to address, give us a thumbs up to help us kind of prioritize it on the list of questions. As we move through the discussion tonight, we'll keep our focus on the future and how we continue moving Gwinnett County Public Schools forward together with Dr. Estrella's leadership. Dr. Taylor, down here in the front row tonight, thank you for being here, is available to help address any questions related to the current school year or ongoing operations. And if we're not able to get to your questions tonight, please don't worry. We do have an email for you. It's just our myschoolboard@gcpsk12.org, and we will definitely be sure to follow up. All right, so let's get started. You ready?
Yes.
All right, so my friend Daniel here, he's got some questions for us, and Daniel, you got a first question for us tonight, so go ahead.
Yes, the first question will be, how do you define a successful student?
So I think there are many qualities to a successful student. I think first and foremost, one of the things that I hope that we as an organization do is teach students to be lifelong learners, first and foremost, and support students to be equipped with all the tools necessary so that they can fulfill their dreams. I think a successful student is one who is utilizing our educational system in meaningful ways that allow them to obtain their dreams and don't allow obstacles to get in the way of that dream or aspiration.
Perfect. All right. Second of all, how will we prepare for jobs and careers that may not exist yet?
I think that's a great question, and I think that I spoke a little bit about the challenges of creating a learning environment or experience for our scholars for a future that is yet to be created. And I think one of the things I know Gwinnett Public School has is the Portrait of a Graduate, and in your Portrait of a Graduate, you talk about those critical competencies that students need to have that will surpass or allow students to be able to engage in any type of futuristic environment because they have developed the critical analytical skills necessary to problem solve and engage in complex engineering design problems that it will surpass any technological advancement that might be in place upon graduation. So to me is teaching students how to think critically and be able to problem solve. Because regardless of what happens in the future, those are skills that will be necessary in any job and any workplace.
That's awesome. Yeah. The third question would be, what would you want students to say about your leadership in 2 to 3 years?
My why are the students. So I want students to say that as their superintendent, I was fully committed to ensuring that each and every one of them was successful, and that they know that I am here for them, and that if for any reason they need someone to speak to or provide or give me advice on how to do the work better, that I am here for them, and I'm here to listen, learn from them, because as consumers of our organization, they are the best people for me to learn from and what we need to do better. So most importantly, that I am here for them, that I listened to their needs, and that I acted upon their needs to make sure they had what they needed to succeed.
All right, that's the best answer for our students. And lastly, the fourth question, how will you measure if your goals are being met?
I think, like I articulated earlier, I'm hoping that we can collectively create a strategic plan that sets clear goals and priorities. We will have set benchmarks and indicators of success, utilizing those indicators of success to determine whether or not we're meeting the goals set ahead. Will determine whether or not we're successful. If we're not meeting those expectations, obviously, what are the pitfalls, and how are we readjusting what we're doing to ensure that what we do leads to a path of success.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Daniel, thank you so much for your questions. Very insightful, and thank you for being up here tonight. Community, please give Daniel a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, we're going to now move into our community questions tonight. And let's see. All right. So our first community question tonight. So during digital learning days, will all staff be allowed to work remotely? Is this a new process you would consider putting into place?
So I think first I need to learn what digital learning days are being utilized for. What is the role of the student during digital learning days, and what is the role of the staff and administrative team? How are these days being utilized? And getting a deeper understanding of what the purpose behind digital learning days are, so that I can then work collectively with the team to determine what is possible. Particularly if the work can be done remotely, how can we do that strategically in meaningful ways that can support the needs of our educators, but also address the work that needs to be done for the organization.
Yeah, fair enough. Thank you. All right, next question. Would you consider paying teachers and paraprofessionals paraprofessionals in high needs areas such as special education a higher salary, or at least increasing the current salary?
So as I engage in my learning process within the organization, and what are the salary scales and procedures that are being used to support teachers in the different areas of specialty. I know that this practice is not uncommon nationally. I know many places utilize a stipend approach for special education providers or hard to staff areas. So I know it's something that is in practice. I would have to learn more of what is being done here in Gwinnett and assess what are the potential possibilities to take this into consideration.
I appreciate that. Yeah. What key questions about teaching and learning are you most interested in and aspiring during your first 100 days? I'm sorry, exploring during your first 100 days.
So I have many questions around teaching and learning. It's an area of high interest to me because what happens in the classroom determines everything in terms of how well our scholars can do. So I would love to learn what's happening around Tier 1 instruction. What are the current supports and structures? How are we professionally developing our staff to support strong Tier 1 learning? What are then the supports being provided for Tier 2, Tier 3 instruction as well? What is the current infrastructure for multilingual learners, students receiving special education services, gifted and talented, advanced placement? How are these learning opportunities being afforded to all students within the organization? What are the support structures in place in terms of programming that allow access to the variety of pathways across the organization? How are they leading to workforce opportunities? And the list goes on and on and on. So I actually have many questions that will help me better understand how supports are in place, because what happens in teaching and learning will directly impact student success. And I want to make sure that what we have in place is yielding the types of outcomes that we want to see for all learners.
Thank you. Based on your current knowledge of GCPS, can you address some words? I'm sorry, can you address can you address both ends of the spectrum? What specific things do you believe GCPS schools are currently doing well? What is the one area that needs improvements in our schools?
So I think when we focus on all learners, then we address all areas of the spectrum. And as a learning institution, our work is about making sure we meet the needs of every single child in the organization, whether it's a child that needs scaffolds to achieve the standards or whatever they're learning, or it's a child that is in an accelerated path because they have superseded or surpassed the expectations of the standards. And it's very important for us to always center the work on making sure every child is getting what they need to succeed. And in doing so, we make sure that we address all sides of the whole continuum, not just one side or the other, but the whole continuum of learners within the organization. I think GCPS is really committed as an organization in making sure that all students achieve and thrive. One of the things that as an organization we have to look at, how are we differentiating support so that everyone wins in the organization? And that includes the spectrum of learners, because even with gifted and talented, because those students are achieving at a certain rate, sometimes people forget that they can be pushed further. In the same token, those students that need additional scaffolds, how are we doing that? And how are we preparing the educational field in having the resources and capacity to be able to do that effectively.
Agree. Thank you. All right. How will you ensure that kids in gifted, honors, and AP classes aren't overlooked and still receive attention and opportunities while serving historically underserved communities?
I think like I articulated before with the question around the spectrum, is making sure that every child has what they need to succeed. And in doing so, what are the professional learning opportunities or supports that our educators need to be able to do that work well? The same way that we supply supports for teachers and special education services, how are we doing that for gifted and talented honors and AP? Gifted and talented falls under the special education continuum of services. And it's in that category because it requires differentiated strategies to support the diversity of learning experiences in that area. So again, it's going back to what does every child need and how do we ensure that our organization is equipped to being able to serve every child well?
That's a great question. Thank you for that answer. How will you ensure voices from diverse backgrounds, languages, and experiences are represented during the listening process?
So my goal is to have an array of collaborative cohort conversations in different forums, some in person, some virtually, also having survey opportunities that people can participate and provide their input and feedback. Everyone likes to engage in different ways, so the goal is through the strategic planning and listening and learning process that we collect community input in different ways and different mediums so that everyone can participate in the format or style that they are most comfortable with. And also providing language access for those that speak different languages as well.
Excellent, thank you. What methods will you use to ensure families, students, and staff feel comfortable sharing honest feedback, including concerns and challenges?
I think that work will start during my listening and learning conversations where I'm hoping that families and community can speak honestly and boldly about the things that they value as well as the areas in which they're hoping to see change or improvements around. And starting that process will allow to open the gate of communication amongst the community, the superintendent, and the rest of the cabinet so that we can continue that path forward of engaging in ongoing dialogue and conversations that will allow us to better understand each other and understand the priorities and needs of the community, most importantly, so that we can most effectively serve the community. And seeing how the feedback then is implemented into action and practice, I think is also really important.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And thank you for answering those questions and for your insight. And this kind of brings us to the end of the first part of our session tonight because we wanted to leave everyone ample time to mingle with Dr. Estrella in a more kind of informal session out and give you time to ask questions, 101, 201, 301. And so, really, I just want to thank everyone again for being with us tonight. We really appreciate your time and your presence and just your engagement. And I know, I'm certain some of you probably came into this room tonight with a little skepticism, wondering what to expect. And I'm glad you're here tonight, so thank you for being here. Thank you for coming with an open mind. Thank you for being present to listen to Dr. Estrella, to listen to her message, to hopefully engage her after this session, to engage with us, to have your questions heard, have your concerns addressed, whatever they might be, and be part of this process. I really, too, want to thank the students and staff of Peachtree Ridge High School. This has really been a great event, and you all put a lot of time and effort into us being here, and really for hosting us this evening, and to all the staff that helped make this meeting possible. Whenever we have to travel outside of the district office to bring the staff, to bring the equipment, to bring the AV, it's a big undertaking, and it is truly appreciated. So thank you all for being here, for doing this. I would be remiss to not thank Dr. Taylor, again, sitting in the front row, for not only being here to help us if we had any questions that we couldn't address here from the stage, but just for your continued leadership and support during this transitional period. I'm going to say it once again, it was you brought stability, you brought support, you brought what we needed to get us through this time period. So thank you again for what you've done. And thank you to everyone in the audience. I didn't even have to ask for a round of applause. You guys are fantastic. Well-deserved, Dr. Taylor, well-deserved. And so kind of a little cleanup, a little housekeeping. You'll see a QR code on the screen that links to additional information about the redistricting process that was shared at our board meeting earlier this month. This is a multi-year, multi-phase process that will impact all areas of the county, and which actually happens to start here in my district, in District 3. So please scan that QR code, and our board truly is committed to keep our community informed every step of the way. At this point now, we invite you all to join us in the Commons area for a meet and greet until 8 p.m. tonight. We hope you can stay and enjoy some light refreshments and taking the opportunity to connect with me and Dr. Estrella once again. Thank you all again for being here and for your partnership in supporting our students and schools. The area board meeting and town hall meeting is now adjourned. Have a wonderful evening.